welcome to My Point of View Movie Reviews. Now today's review, Terminator Dark Fate. I was anticipating this movie for the longest. I was nervous about this movie for the longest. I kept hearing rumors that made me happy. I kept hearing rumors that made me go, oh no, man. I did not really like the first trailer. Well, I didn't like the music in the first trailer. But let's cut through all the red tape and get straight to the movie. It's a definitive. This is the best Terminator movie since Part 2 Judgment Day. Definitive. Is it a perfect movie? No. Will you be totally pleased with it? It depends on who you are, what you like. It feels like James Cameron is back because the story has imagination. Far-fetched imagination, but it has imagination. Arnold is back. Linda Hamilton is back. John Connor is back. And the new additions are a welcome addition. Now, to go back in time, I like Rise of the Machines. Salvation, it was a hard sell. I like some of the action sequences, but And Genesis, I seen it opening night and never seen it again. And Genesis is the only Terminator movie that I don't own. And they just couldn't get it right. And I was wondering, how do you mess up a Terminator movie, man? You got Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it never dawned on me. Arnold Schwarzenegger caught lightning in a bottle in Terminator. He was the perfect villain. He was the perfect killer machine. And 1 is still my favorite. 2 is my favorite action movie, but I'm in love with Terminator 1. I watched Terminator 1 way more than I watched Terminator 2. And that's what 2 was missing, was a scary Arnold, but the T-1000 made up for that. And ever since then, Arnold's been a good guy, and that's not what I really liked, personally. I couldn't figure out what's wrong with Terminator, because the lady in Terminator 3 wasn't scary. She was just fine as hell, but she wasn't scary. Salvation, we won't talk about that in Genesis. We're not going to address that again. The missing element was Sarah Connor. I didn't realize that until now. I really didn't realize it. If you think about it, this movie is never about the Terminator. It's all about Sarah Connor. It's her story. The Terminator is a plot device within the film. And I'm like, the film was missing heart. And I get that now. And Sarah Connor / Linda Hamilton is the most important, essential thing in this movie, because she's in it way more than Arnold is. Arnold's not in the movie a whole lot. When he comes, he does deliver. He does this Terminator thing, but it's not his film. And that's the way it's supposed to be. James Cameron wrote the script, and you can tell his thumbprint is all over it. Now I'm gonna tell you this right now, all you fans, the first 7 minutes of the movie, either you're gonna buy it or you're gonna sell it, and it's gonna ruin it for you, or you're gonna accept it and go, okay, all right, I like it. If you don't get past the first 7 minutes, you're not gonna like this film. The ending of the film is a gut punch. It's a it's a lot to swallow, but it's good. The new additions, Mr. Luna as the Rev 9, he's the best Terminator as far as being afraid of since Part 2. Because I have not been afraid of none of the Terminators since Arnie himself in 1 and my man in Part 2. He is the first Terminator that's actually scary, and you feel for the people running from this Terminator, because it's great. In Terminator 1, they sent 1 Terminator. In Terminator 2, they sent 2. In this one, well, they sent 1, but he's actually two. So it's a cool concept. And the trailers showed a lot. But man, there's so much more the trailer didn't show. So don't think you've seen all the action, because you have not. And another element that was missing was the relentless chase of the Terminator going after his victims. This movie has that. It feels like James Cameron. Now, Tim Miller is an interesting addition to the movie, because the worst thing you can do is get a fan to direct a movie franchise. It never, ever works. They tried it in Genesis. Fucked it up. Tim Miller is a big fan of Terminator. But James Cameron was there to say, hold up, grab him by the neck, hold up, motherfucker, let me write this, and you direct it. You need the two to coordinate together to make this film just right. And they got it accomplished, because you feel the love in the visuals and the way it's shot, the editing process. It's all Miller. He's fantastic. James Cameron storyline is what makes this movie good. It feels like a direct sequel to Terminator 2. And again, the timeline, I don't always understand it. It's a little jobbled up. I don't really get it sometimes, but it works. The scenes in Mexico are amazing, because it was headed that way after part 2. It makes complete sense. The Terminator, how can you advance it? We've seen new Terminators before. Okay, he's half liquid, half T8, the T800 model, model systems 101, but subtle differences. The metal now is dark, it's black, it's not chrome anymore. You know, the liquid is even dark. The exoskeleton is dark. Those are subtle things that they did that made the movie really look different and stand out on its own. It's relentless. The story works. Arnie works. But Linda Hamilton is the glue that brought the cast together. But the show stealer in this film, by far, Mackenzie Davis. I didn't know who she was until this movie came out. I didn't follow her career. I didn't know a lot about her. She obviously got into shape. She was the other missing ingredient to making this film great. And she was fabulous, man. She's an action star in the making. And Terminator, once again, is rated R. You cannot have a Terminator movie that's PG or PG-13. It doesn't work. Because when they come back in this movie and they come into Earth, they're naked. I mean, they are bucket naked. That's Terminator. And the violence is excessive. It's hard to watch, but it's fun to watch at the same time. That's Terminator. And I went back and started thinking, yeah, Terminator 3 was rated R. Homegirl came in butt naked, but it was missing heart. This movie should have never been about Arnold in the first place. We just love the objectivity of the Terminator, because he is a relentless machine. That's a concept I can't get over, but it's not about the Terminator. Plot device. Sarah Connor is the heart of the film. She saves this franchise. And if this is the last one, I hope it is, because it's a nice send-off. Like I said, the ending's going to be a little tough. You're going to choke up, but it works. I'm totally satisfied. By far, besides John Wick 3, this is my favorite action movie of the year. And I like it more than John Wick 3 because Terminator is a part of my life. I love Terminator. And it's a nice send-off. Unlike Rambo, that shit was terrible. It was a bad send-off. This is a proper send-off for an 80s action hero that was done right. And I'm happy to say, go check out Terminator Dark Fate. Spend those monies. You will not be disappointed. You're going to have some people saying this and that. That's internet talk. If you want to buy into it, go right ahead. This movie is going to be a surefire hit, in my opinion, and you will be satisfied. It's a great film with a lot of heart. With that, I say, like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends. And more importantly, leave your comments down below. Terminator Dark Fate. Check it out. And don't get mad at me and don't judge me. You know why? I'm not a critic. I'm just a guy that loves movies, and I'm just giving you my point of view. Hello. Now, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Without you, there's no me. And do us a favor, stop by the website at www.blacktastic.net and pick up some merchandise. Get yourself a hat or pick up a t-shirt. It's things like that that help keep the channel going. And also, feel free to leave a donation on the home page at www.blacktastic.net. Thank you all so much. Again, you make this so much fun. Without you, there's no me. Until next time, see you later.
Don't want a complication.